Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the WCA European Pro Qualifier for 2015. Our last game for today is Heroes of the Storm, featuring Fnatic and Navi. Both of these teams are almost ready. Gamescom, are you ready? Both these teams are already set in the winner's bracket, so this match could prove to be a lot of fun for both teams. Let's get it started.
Welcome back to WCA Europe, everybody. As already mentioned by Clutch, we have a potentially interesting game here on our hands. The teams have been trolling yesterday a bit and have been saying, well, it doesn't really matter for the seeding points anymore. So we might see some very fun heroes. Of course, both of them want to win, but the possibility of a Murky and maybe like a Nova was mentioned.
Yeah, we were discussing just a couple comps, and they still want to take it seriously because obviously whoever wins this is going to be, I guess, on a morale side, a bit higher up against their than their opponents going into tomorrow. Because like we said before, these are the exact matchups we will see tomorrow.
Yeah, so at this point they really have to put their money where their mouth is, because yesterday they were trolling a lot, talking about like, okay, what kind of compositions we could see there. But then earlier they also started to reply, well, we're maybe going to do it when we are in the 1-0 lead. So I'm not quite sure how exactly it's going to go here. Maybe they're going to go full tryhard mode after all. But the matches are not going to affect what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to see the two of them going up against each other once again, and then everything will be on the line there. They meet each other in the winner bracket part of the tournament. Admins making sure that everything is going to work out there, that there are no problems. Yesterday we had a few issues here, and of course especially Kestil is hoping to get an Abathur again, which was one of his preferred heroes yesterday when he used the monstrosity to really put the pressure on Team Liquid.
Yeah, and he just did it so fantastically in fact, that we ended up giving the monstrosity a name.
Yeah, so Monty might be back today, especially on level 20, when you can, of course, burrow into the backline of your opponent. You have a very nice position there. Here we have the entire lineup for Navi. Of course, Alex the Pro G is the new addition to the team after Breeze left to join Fnatic.
Yeah, and he's been showing himself to be a great replacement here. And one of the innovators on the current Leoric meta, which is to sit him in the top lane and just annihilate stuff. Running a slightly different build of it to what we saw Team Liquid run in the last game, but it was still very effective.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things that they have been using a lot, and especially on maps like Dragonshire, it always comes out. But now we have actually Battlefield of Eternity starting things off in our game today, and that of course opens up a few very interesting draft possibilities.
Yeah, it is. It does indeed. We can see there the Fnatic lineup. Like we said, Breeze and Wobby coming over from Navi. Wobby was their coach. And, as we said repeatedly, one of the biggest wasted potentials to ever become a coach, and comes into Fnatic and finally gets to play to his potential and has been doing an amazing job.
One of the fun things is I actually did an interview with Shrimpy today, talking with him a bit about, okay, why do you think you have so much success right now, and is it really just changing out a player? Was Breeze leaving basically a help to you? And he said it's actually more about Wobby leaving. The reason is quite simple, because he said, like, it makes no reason whatsoever, but he said after Wobby left, they finally started to listen to what he told them before when he was still with the team, and that apparently was so good that now suddenly starting to win. So it's more about playing the map than playing the opponent the entire time. So a pretty interesting dynamic there. When the coach was still with the team, apparently they didn't pay as much attention as they do now that he's playing for the opponent, and in this case it all works out for them. They're very successful. They are one of the best teams in Europe right now. You can even argue that they are currently the best team here. Team Liquid having a bit of a rough patch in the last few days, and Fnatic now of course also with that coach that is basically like coaching two teams now in the sense.
Yeah, and that is pretty good for them. The draft has begun. Like we said, it's going to be Battlefield of Eternity, the newest map in the game, as our game number 1. We do actually have a new map that has been shown off here at Gamescom, which is also in the Diablo theme, like the Battlefield of Eternity. But for now, we're going to have to sate our bloodthirst for this new map with the current one.
Yeah, and currently for Navi, of course, on Battlefield of Eternity, there's a part of possibilities how they could run the draft here. Abathur is very strong on the map. We've seen normal picks, of course, also with the Jaina, but both teams have already hinted that they might start to troll a bit, as Zeratul is being banned out first.
And a Kael'thas responded by Fnatic, and We mentioned how there is potential for some interesting picks, and this is definitely the map to do it, due to the fact that defensive points are so important on this map. Defending your Immortal is a great thing, which is why we've sometimes seen a Sergeant Hammer, sometimes seen a Murky on this map. For now, though, they're just rushing through it. Na'Vi, first pick Zagara.
Really fast draft here. Zeratul banning the Kel'Thas out. So two of the heroes that we see a lot, or that we see oftentimes banned, in this case the Zeratul banned out, the Kel'Thas not being part of this game. We have the Zagara, which is still a very good early game pick here. We have Na'Vi with an opportunity to maybe pick something a bit trolly. Fnatic already with a double tank right here at the front. So keep in mind once again that this match is not going to affect the seeding for tomorrow anymore. It has no real impact on what's going to happen tomorrow. So the teams might show us some interesting things. And Na'Vi is actually going full push right now. There's a lot of damage that they have here. A lot of potential to dominate these lanes with the Leoric and the Zebo pick coming into play now.
Yeah, so a lot of pushing potential, like you did say, and a lot of area control with Zagara, the creep, giving them vision. The Yorick being one of the best zoners in the game, and those spiders from the Zebo going to be very good at just keeping Fnatic away. But like we said, with Fnatic already getting those two very strong warriors, they can push into this.
And the Nubarak is being banned out as a second spot here for Fnatic, so they don't want to make... Yeah, they want to basically make sure that Web Blast is not going to be part of the game here, which is important if they're trying to run a Malfurion, if they're trying to run an Uther, or if they're trying to just protect one of those melee assassins that they really love to play, being it an Illidan or being it a Karrigan that we could jump on one. Na'Vi, on the other hand, now waiting a bit with their second ban. Of course, we didn't see Fnatic go into any kind of healer or damage dealer just yet, so both of these classes could be banned out by Na'Vi.
Yeah, very possible. And the question is, which one will Na'Vi prioritize here? If they ban out a healer, Fnatic does get the first pick after this ban phase, so they would be limiting their own options as well, as Fnatic could take the healer that maybe Na'Vi wanted. Whereas if they ban out a damage dealer, that might be a bit better for them, as Na'Vi already have their first two, and probably the only two they're going with, unless they decide to go with Uther / Rhaegar and a melee assassin to finish off their comp.
Uther is actually a really good hero to mention here, since Na'Vi could ban him out here. If Fnatic is trying to aim for one of those melee assassin comps, then and Uther would really help them. So they could ban him out, but they decide to go for a ban on Malfurion instead. And Fnatic can now go either for Rhaegar or they can go for the Uther here. They decide to play Rhaegar. And I'm actually pretty curious to see what we're going to see coming in next for them. There is a potential that oh, and there it is. The Sergeant Hammer is being picked. We have seen it already on Battlefield of Eternity, played by Rocket, if I'm not mistaken. So
yep.
this is a very interesting draft already.
Yeah, it was played in the very last match of the Road to BlizzCon against Na'Vi, in fact. And that was the match that Na'Vi did win to send themselves there. So currently, Hammer 0-1 on Battlefield of Eternity. Let's see if Fnatic could turn that around.
Yeah, Fnatic trying to bring the Sergeant into play. Na'Vi, on the other hand, how could they deal with this? I mean, at this point, they already have two of their damage dealers, so they can use them more here. They need somebody who can really engage upon this. They don't have the option to go into Muradin, who could go deep and jump in, but Ethereal was in the past oftentimes used when you played against Sergeant Hammer, since he's one of the best initiators in the game.
Another hero that was played a lot against Sergeant Hammer, and we've been seeing at least another team from Europe, Bob, trying out, is the Stitches. And it's someone who could pick off Sergeant Hammer from a long way away. You had to really be careful where you positioned. So that is a possibility. He hasn't been picked in a long, long time, though.
Actually, we've seen a couple of Stitches games in the recent. Bob really likes the hero, and a few other teams have been picked up on this as well. I think we even saw one from Na'Vi too. And an Uther would work with the Stitches, but then again, Uther is also the only healer that they can take here if they don't want to go into a right-wing Lili, which is usually not being picked in this case. If they want to pick a Stitches, the problem they have with that, they don't really have the lockdown for it. Uther can supply a stun, but besides that, you would have to rely heavily on the Nazebo wall of zombies, and it's pretty difficult to get all of that set up properly.
Na'Vi, with their last pick here, running down their time pool, they could either go for a second tank here, or maybe add some more damage to their composition, if that's the way they want to go. There's a Nova pick coming in by Na'Vi. And we did have a Nova in the crowd earlier. I'm not sure where she's gone.
And a Gazlo as well. So they're going to go full siege here. A Hammer surrounded by turrets. That's going to be fun for Na'Vi and not.
Fort Hammer. How do you siege Fort Hammer when she is herself a siege tank?
Okay, so especially NA is of course now excited. They finally have a hero in here that they're familiar with. The Gazlo is in play. And Battlefield of Eternity is going to kick us off. So this is going to be really good. Of course, on this map in particular, you have in the mid lane, you have those two Immortals. They are very stationary. It's long fights that we see in the middle of the map. And a Sergeant Hammer with a good position and protected can do quite a lot of damage here.
Yep, and sorry, I just had to adjust the lobby there for a second. But now into
Somebody's excited about the game.
Yeah, he looks it. He looks very excited indeed. So this should be very interesting. We see a lot of picks that we haven't seen that often. The Nova, for example, don't see her very often at all.
That smile already, so this is going to be a fun one. And yeah, so far Fnatic has some real tanks in there. They have the Sergeant as well, and that Gazlo is going to be a lot of fun this game. So once again, in case that you just started to watch, the important thing here really is that these two teams can today troll around a little bit. They can have some fun, they can experiment, they can just show some new compositions. The match doesn't really matter for tomorrow, so the seeding positions are already sorted out, so they don't want to show their compositions and their best play in this case, or their best drafts, just because they will face each other tomorrow again. So right now, it's all for them trying out some stuff and having some fun here, and it's going to be a great match.
Yeah, they want to hide their builds, test some stuff, and of course, demoralize their opponents, because both these teams are going for the strategy of, yeah, if we can beat you with this, then we can beat you with anything.
Exactly. The game already starting, ladies and gentlemen, and we have on Battlefield of Eternity to the left side in the last best of the day, it is Fnatic! And everybody's leaving the game.
Yeah, we have to remake the lobby for some reason. Sorry about that.
What happened?
I don't know. I think someone mispicked something, maybe.
All right.
Yeah, this is Zeratul.
So we're going to... Okay, so we have a Zeratul in the game, and that was not really supposed to be in here. But yeah, we're going to jump back into the game in a second, so they have to remake the lobby. Yeah, one of the teams already left. Now we have to wait for the game to end, and then can come jump in. Lowell already demanding the 1-0, so apparently it's going to... He's already been insisting on the victory here, but yeah. We're going to have the lobby up in just a second. As soon as my heroes react, there we go. And then we can go straight into our first game. A little bit anticlimactic, but still, we're going to deal with it.
Yeah, we're going to get back into it. We still have the same picks, so we're just going to get into that lobby as soon as possible. Just waiting for a lobby to appear. And yeah, the players are already entering the Battleland again. And then we go for it. I really love that we have a Nova, by the way, as a counter play for Sergeant Hammer. The problem that you have with that is precision strike is going to be great against her. The thing is, though, if you want to get that snipe him, you're going to deal with all of these turrets that Gazlo is probably going to spawn trying to block the path. So that's not going to be too easy for them. I mean, there is the fact that, well, Sergeant Hammer is basically made out of paper mache and talcum powder. So Nova will be able to burst her down at any point if she can get through that huge wall of turrets.
So we have the lobby up again, and we're gonna start. Apparently, this time everybody is picking the right here.
JPL who was on the Zeratul. Damn it, JPL.
The same guy that sometimes picks his Pyroblast on Keltas, if I remember correctly. So he's already known for his misclicks, but this time we're having him. Oh, he actually runs the new skin of Nova as well.
Ah, okay. So we're gonna see the skin that was just released this Wednesday in this game as well. So that's gonna be very cool.
I've actually seen when he checked it out for the first time, and he's like, I'm tempted, I'm tempted. Apparently he's playing a lot of Nova, and now finally he gets to play his favorite hero here. Battlefield of Eternity is a map when he can roam quite a bit, and he has a couple of really nice targets on the other team.
Very true. Even being able to snipe that Sergeant Hammer, and maybe even snipe the Gazlo as well, would be very good for their team.
All right, the game is on, and well, this time for real, to the left side in map number 1, Battlefield of Eternity, it is Fnatic. Lowell playing Muradin here, a hero that he played yesterday already, more like a melee assassin than a tank, but it worked out for them. Kesil on Rhaegar, Breeze on his Johanna, Mena playing the Gazlo, the Goblin Tinker, and we have Wubby on Sergeant Hammer. To the right side of the map, the team that defeated Team Liquid as well with a 2-0 yesterday, it is Navi! Eternal with the Zagara, JPL on Nova. We have Shrimpy on Azebo, Alex the Pro G on Leoric, and Splendor on Uther. Game number 1, and already a lot of action up at the bot lane.
Lowell and Maynard just waiting in here, and we're seeing Navi move all the way around here. They're aiming for the fountain to try and take that down and prevent any kind of a healing coming out from Fnatic. But Fnatic moving in, trying to trap him out here. But with Leoric here and the amount of turrets, they're actually able to zone Navi. Shrimpy a bit out of position, gets stunned up.
And the laser from Maynard, he gets it in. But at the same time, we're having Eternal currently dealing with the Gazlo turrets. It's actually a bit old school style, but we're seeing it from Navi here, trying to snipe the opponent opponent's Fountain in the early game was a strategy that we saw especially in Alpha, when it was a bit easier to access those fountains. And Shrimpy is there again. And you can of course imagine what happens if that fountain is down. That lane is going to be so difficult to hold for the opponent's team because he can't recover their hit points anymore.
And their counter to this is to immediately leave the lane that they're going to have a fountain down in, and instead to go up to the top lane, where they're going to push that instead. We'll be sieging up in the bush here to push out Alex the Pro G.
I actually like it. I mean, you're going to lose the lane anyways, and they realized that already. So they just said, okay, if you boys push down the bot lane, we're just going to go to the top, and with the Sergeant Hammer and the Gazelle in our composition, we're going to outpush you.
Yeah, they are just pushing very hard here. Leoric attempting to ghost around and get something here. The Fountain did die in that bot lane. The Immortals are now spawning in. We should probably talk about the talents on the heroes we don't see too often. On the Nova, we do see the Ambush Snipe for that extra damage from Cloak. The Gazlo, Scrap-O-Matic Smelter for some mana regen, and Hammer with the Advanced Artillery, the 10% extra damage on long-distance targets.
And they, like both of the teams, they don't care at all about the objectives. Objectives, what is that? They're just at the top lane right now pushing. Finally, somebody making a move here. Na'Vi is actually going for the Immortal now, trying to take it down. They were already at the bot lane, and they are starting to push the damage in. Now there comes the stun. Breeze is there trying to zone them out a bit with the shield clear. And Hammer in a very good position to do some damage now to the red team's Immortal.
Yeah, and Hammer being surrounded by turrets, like we did say, from the Gazzo, and they're now moving in. However, Na'Vi did get a bit of a head start here on the Immortal, taking down quite a bit of health. Immortals now going to be moving back, and Na'Vi going to just take a mercenary camp here while they deal with their things. They don't really feel the need to protect their own Immortal for now, as Fnatic aren't pushing into it too hard.
And those camps, those ruler camps on this particular tile set of map are actually extremely strong, since that Shaman is going to summon more and more Fellhounds over time, so it's going to be pretty awesome. If you leave a camp like this alone on lane, one of your forts is going to fall, and of course Fnatic knows that as well. They move into the top lane again, they have Sergeant Hammer there, and they put more pressure in comes Leoric, and he's aiding quite a few shots already. Shrimpy with a wall of zombies, but they move back, and Na'Vi is trying to react to the composition and the rotations of Fnatic.
Gathering power coming in from the Nova. She hasn't managed to get a kill yet. In fact, there is no kill in this game. But if she can start picking off that Sergeant Hammer or Gazlo, they're going to be in a great position. Gazlo with Produce, Reuse, Recycle, keeping his mana regen as high as possible. And Hammer with the Maelstrom Shells, the 20% increase on range. Breeze moving in, but it's only Alex the Pro G, the tankiest character, who they're able to catch. Lol, though, finds the Zebo, but has to jump away due to the zombie wall.
And Mena already with towers everywhere, also trying to use those lasers that he has. On level 4, we have the Willing Vessel taken on the side of Leoric, so going for the additional Drain Hope recovery. He is currently the only tank on the team, so he needs to make sure that he is as tanky as possible and has as much sustain as he can manage. The top lane, Wooby is still there. The wall is already down, so he will try and go for at least the well, as at the bot lane we see Breeze pushing back Eternal.
Yes, so Fnatic are soaking a little bit better, but the objective did go over to Na'Vi. They were able to push in with the help of Alex the Pro G, just tanking up all of those turrets, and with the help of those Nazebo spiders just jumping in and hitting the Immortal so that they didn't have to engage it themselves.
That's a pretty strong Immortal shield that they have there. Oh, but Leoric might be in trouble. Laser to the face.
Goes.
And goodbye, Leoric. He's going to come back in just a bit, but now we have Fnatic in a slightly inexperienced, and Na'Vi is going to try and make up for that by pushing the bot lane up at the top. We see the Immortal. The shields are already gone, though. Especially the first one, of course, is rather weak. Shrimpy is up against Lowell here. Kaysil is trying to help him out a bit. Oh, and
Grabbed
that one of
himself.
Zombie did not work out for him.
Yeah, he is able to turn around, though, as Alex the Pro G has come up. Lol will be able to get out of this, and the Immortal has been taken down after only taking down one tower. In the bot lane, however, a counter push did happen. They tried to get Johanna, but they weren't able to get it. They are now moving onto the fort, just dealing a little bit of damage.
And there we have also the no skin, of course, on JPL, that Amazon skin for Nova, who took on level 7 now, the anti-armor shells. So he's going exactly for that talent that will increase her burst damage like by a lot. And we have for the engine gunk actually taken for the slow. And that is such an annoying talent when you're up against it. It's really annoying to deal with. Shrimpy is trying to do what he did at the bot lane, going for the well from this position. But Lowell was already in position to at least hammer a Stormbolt in his face.
Yeah, and Sergeant Hammer with the first aid, keeping herself nice and healthy, and with the engine gunk, like you did say, combined with Sergeant Hammer, anyone who walks into Sergeant Hammer's range is going to be taking a lot of damage. JPL Just demounting Breeze here. Misses the snipe though.
Yeah, misses the snipe, yeah. So we have our Amazon Nova. Whoa! Beast stepping here as well.
Oh wow, I love it. Eternal pushing in a bit here with those Impalers, but Breeze able to blind them so they don't get too much extra damage. We see Lowell, Kessel, and the Ganslow in the form of the Maina here, looking for a gank, but instead they find Schwimpy.
They find Schwimpy and they stun him, and in comes Whoopi. Already used his sprint, but well, there comes another quick laser. Not doing enough damage though. Lowell a bit in trouble, but he can't jump away. The problem is he jumps right into the arms of Alex the Pro-G. And there's JPL with the Nova snipe.
JPL getting the kill there, now moving on to Whoopi. In comes Alex the Pro-G to slow him. The Hunter Killer is there as well, and they take down Sergeant Hammer. And Na'Vi getting a 2 for 0 there. They're trying to find Breeze, but Breeze is right next to his gate and will escape.
And of course now they focus straight on that Immortal, trying to at least bring him to half health at this point. A slight lead in experience for Na'Vi. And we're seeing in this case now at the top lane, no, it's just like both teams focusing on the Immortal now. Especially of course with those additional turrets that Maina now has on his Gazlo.
Yeah, able to get a lot of extra damage down and zone out very nicely here. We will see the Immortals reposition themselves, and it looks like they're just going to swap sides.
Yeah, they're swapping sides here, and talking about sides, to the right side, we have again another Bruiser camp taken, so a very similar strategy to what Na'Vi did earlier. They're trying to time the camp in the way that Fnatic has to make a choice. Do we defend our top lane against the Bruiser camp, or do we instead try to go for the Immortal again?
Hammer is sieged up here, completely out of range of the Immortal and completely surrounded by turrets. Breezing a bit of damage. JPL attempting to sneak in, but Vader tanks all the shots. Alex Pro-G just wades in though, and Whoopi has to demount and back himself away.
And you can already tell again how annoying it is to go up against these turrets now that you're slowed down after every shot that they dish out. Very annoying situation. Level 10 hitting any second now for Na'Vi, and that's why Fnatic is currently backing off. The more taken for Zagara. Alex is just dishing out the damage up at the top lane with that Bruiser camp. They are pushing in. Kessel and Lola are trying to deal with it, but the Shaman has so many hit points. They really need quite some time to make that work, and Alex is still using that Skeleton Swing to get the fort even lower.
The Entomb coming in from the Leoric, a talent we do not see too often, but has made its way into games once or twice.
Entomb into Precision Strike.
Yep, looks lovely. A Gargantuan coming in from Nazebo. And the Divine Shield. That is, he's killing.
And we have Haymaker.
Get it.
We have Haymaker.
Gary, turn around. They're able to take down Nazebo. Gary is just punching his way out of this base here.
We have Haymaker. I'm loving it. No avatar for Muradin. That's the part in Hero League, by the way, when you start to flame your ally Nazebo, or your allied Dwarf. In this case now, we could actually see Haymaker into the Gravel Bomb that is being used there.
Oh, I love it.
There is... there's
Maina!
already Maina! He's getting healed. The Ancestral Healing goes through. Nice shot from JPL with a Precision Strike. They're trying to push with that.
The Divine Shield is on him. It went on as he flew through the air, but he's completely around the more though. They allowed to escape. Protective Shield on Eternal. They're able to stun out the Johanna, but Eternal has too many enemies there and is taken down. Whoopi chasing JPL, but JPL gets healed. Can Whoopi escape? He knocks back Splendor, but Schwimpy is still dealing the damage, and Whoopi gets away.
Haymaker too strong, confirmed. Lowell jumps in, isolates Zagara from the rest of the team. 3 kills against 2, and Whoopi now moving back. At the top lane, guess who? Yes, Alex still doing the damage on his Leoric, not even with the team. They lost one hero, but they pushed through a fort, and they also took a tower in the eye of the wall. There comes the Entomb. He's trying to save himself, but the Blessed Shield comes in. He still gets away. Splendor with the heals, and again Breeze with an attempt to condemn. Gary the Gungeon in the backline, trying to do some damage and to distract them. And Alex, he gets away, and the entire Na'Vi team is just ready to take a fight if need be.
Yeah, Fnatic tried to give chase there, but very nice Gargantuan, like you did say. They were not able to catch up. The Entomb was beautiful because he just then Wraith walked out, and it actually did body block the Johanna from chasing in. An incredible Blessed Shield, but with Johanna not there to follow up with Condemn, it didn't really work out.
Level 11 versus level 12 at this point, and we're seeing at the bot lane still everybody pressure back. The problem for Fnatic is that they already lost both of their forts, so they only have the keeps on the map. When it comes to the structures, Na'Vi is doing an excellent job. They themselves already lost the wall up at the top lane, and to the bottom lane they are about to lose the same structures here. But the forts are totally intact, so in this case, Fnatic definitely in a better position.
The Zebo is going for the fountain again. He does get it.
moves into the back lane and actually sneaks in. We have Wooby now in position at the 4th over there, trying to sneak in for this one, but JPL is ready. Is there going to be a pinning shot and a snipe? He's trying to go for K-Still, but he's a bit too low with the precision strike.
Lol finds him though and does a bit of damage. The cleanse from Splendor allows JPL to get out of there though, and Wubby has had to back up the Gargantuan, going very aggressive here. The Impalers take the fort though.
Yeah, and at the same time, we have now Fnatic rotating over again, trying to this time maybe get the objective. It will be the first one for them. The level 13 talents on the side of Na'Vi are a big problem for them though.
That position for Wubby is beautiful, completely on the other side of a wall, able to work down that objective. And they are actually it's almost entirely identical, the race down of the healthy Immortals there.
Yeah, we have now, in this case, both of the Immortals roughly at half health. Still no level 13 talent for Fnatic, and that's why we're seeing LoL move to the top lane. It's not only that he wants to take down the Khazra here, but he also wants to get that experience that they need to hit the next talent.
And there it is, level 13 available for Fnatic. They're right now just defending their Immortal, waiting for LoL to get back. He is now back, and they're going to begin a turret shuffle forward towards the enemies. Alex the Pro G taking a bit of damage here, but is able to back away pretty nicely. Wubby needs to be careful about the amount of practice. Gets it too, there's the precision strike, and Central keeps him alive, and in comes the Contempt, the more turnaround, and Hammer, it's just C-shoving him in this fight, gets turned up, taken down.
Hammer taken out, and now we have once more Breeze moving back. The entire Fnatic team trying to disengage. Good snipe on the side of Nova. JPL also drops Muradin in this case, and once more the objective is going to end up in the hands of Na'Vi. The level 13 talents with the barricade, even Gazel now being eliminated. Nova doing so much work here, using of course the lethal decoy on level 13. So at this point in the game, we have Na'Vi with a great lead and 5 kills against 3.
Yeah, and Fnatic just haven't really been able to get their setup here. Na'Vi having to all basically be back for health after that last fight. Eternal continuing to push the top lane. Leoric chilling in the bot lane with that boss, and with the Immortal, sorry, and he is going to push in hard.
Yeah, that Immortal is definitely going to be a bit of a problem for them. With half shields here, he will be able to do a lot of damage, and they can just move to the top lane now, Na'Vi that is, and push the top lane. And we already have Alex on the way. He gets stunned by Lowell, who jumps in. The rest of the team is currently trying to defend against the Immortal, but with the Zagara in the setup, they can do now a lot of work at the top lane, where the keep is very much exposed already.
Yeah, the keeper is pretty much exposed. They're going to push in here. Immortal is just about to die in the bot lane. Very nice defense using those Gaslight turrets. Able to take down. So now they can move up to the top lane and maybe able to catch a member of Na'Vi. But Na'Vi are already in retreat. In comes Breeze though.
Breeze with the Condemn, nearly level 16 for Na'Vi. They want to wait a little bit longer, and we have the tank flank here, of course. Wooby waiting, and with the barricade, I mean, why not? Trying to move in from the side. The rest of the team still holding strong at the key, but level 16 is going to give Na'Vi another big advantage.
Able to hold both keeps for now. Fnatic continue to move in using the shield glare to scout out, and the napalm to remove some of that creep and vision that Zagara is getting. Out of the Pro Team moving in here to push the lane and try and catch out Lol, but Lol able to back up and lands a stun on his way out.
Now we have the crippling shot taken, and the go for Hammer with the Entomb, with the precision strike, dropping instantaneously, and the keep is now next. They move in for it. They have also Benediction, imposing presence, and that laser is not going to change a thing.
Yeah, Na'Vi just going to push in here, doing as much damage as they can. The turrets slowed them down for a bit, but is not enough to stop them. The Gargantuan looking pretty low here, and Na'Vi are finally going to pull back here. Lol escapes a bit of a counter engage.
Lol had to move back here, but in structure, Na'Vi is just very much in the lead now. And the Immortals are spawning again. That camp could be stolen. Breeze knows it, of course, as well. But JPL with another good snipe against Johanna, forcing her back. Even that trade doesn't change anything. She's already at half HP.
Yeah, taking a lot of damage, especially from the vulnerable that she got from Nova there, was able to allow it to be chunked very nicely. She moves in, though, to try and contest this camp. In comes the Graro Bomb, it pulls in a couple members, but the Divine Shield keeps Nazebo safe.
And we have the camp stolen. In this case, it is once again Fnatic who gets the camp. We still have a 5 versus 5. A great more against 3 heroes. Main is all alone. He gets dropped. There's the precision strike. Goodbye Muradin. Goodbye Gaslow. And the rest of the team is now also in trouble. Breeze has to rush back. A beautiful combination that we saw here from Zagara and Nova.
Breeze was getting focused by the Mutalist there. Nazebo was taken down by Sergeant Hammer. She did give chase after barricading her own pursuit path so no one could kill her.
8 kills against 4, level 16, level 17 versus 15. Level 16 is still a bit far away for Fnatic. They need that extra talent before they can contest anything. And they haven't won a single objective. You would have thought at the beginning of the game that one of their strengths would be to go for the objectives with the Gazlo, with also Sergeant Hammer, but now it is mainly Na'Vi who is able to dish out the damage against the Immortals and claim the objectives here on Battlefield of Eternity.
Na'Vi not immediately moving on to the Immortals there. They move back, grab a fountain if they need it, and Nova and Leoric are just going to de-push this bottom lane. Fnatic are moving in here. Siege up from Sergeant Hammer to not start on that Immortal. There we go, with the graduating range, able to start targeting.
We also have the long-range turrets, as you already mentioned, the graduating range, imposing presence. The healing is going to be great with the tidal wave now in level 16 for Fnatic, and they also have the stone form that will help the Muradin at least to go even deeper, since he will be able to stay alive. But it is again the blue Immortal that is being focused down first, and that is starting to become a very big issue for Fnatic. They might lose a second keep here, and that would leave them with 2 lanes pushing against them.
Yeah, it could be a big problem for them. They are moving back to their base right now. They do not want to get caught out before this defense.
Sergeant Hammer already setting himself up here. The graduating range is going to be able to attack the Immortal either way. Right now, it's all about the position, and this far back, it's very difficult for Na'Vi to move in and take that Sergeant down. They're going to sacrifice that wall either way. Alex the Pro G already at the front with another skeleton swing, and here comes the Immortal.
Immortal rolling in here. That gate is not going to last very long at all. Gazlo with a max range laser, able to do a little bit of damage, throws in a couple bombs. Scissor Strike onto Maida, though. Ancestral's not in time, and he gets taken down. There's the Entomb onto Kessel, but there's no ability for it anymore. Nova does get taken down in the corner as well.
Nova already down. Gary the Gargantuan at the front line. The keep is about to fall in the back line. Whoopi's doing so much. Haymaker puts Alex in trouble, but he just does not care. Leoric moves back, and even with the barricade, they cannot zone them out properly.
They got a full 3-man stun, but the more comes in from Na'Vi, and they're continuing to push in. Alex trying to block up the escape path. Kessel heals up. Lol there. Lol tries to drop a stun, but does not manage it. Wubby barricading off a couple of other members, trying to focus down Splendor, but has to leave because of spiders.
And we have the core being attacked here. Splendor and Na'Vi, they all just go straight for the core here. It's about to be game. We have Na'Vi winning game number 1 on Battlefield of Eternity here. Or can Fnatic maybe do something about it? Not with Alex still on full health. The GG as game number 1 ends in favor of Na'Vi.
Very well played by Na'Vi there. Fnatic bringing in some interesting stuff, but unfortunately it did not work out for them. They just were never able to get that full area control that they were aiming for with those Gazlo turrets and the Sergeant Hammer. And if they had been able to get that, maybe a Haymaker from Muradin into that would have been devastating, but just couldn't really get it to work.
It was definitely fun, though, to see the Haymaker in play. We had the Precision Strike. That one action that they had there with the Zagara and Nova, I absolutely loved it. Not only did Dimor take 3 heroes out, block Mene on his Gazlo, who didn't even escape, but then there comes the Precision Strike just perfectly timed, and they get the damage in against everybody. All 3 heroes, and they even dropped Muradin. It was really well played by them.
Yeah, really good job. So for now, we don't know what the second map will be, but a very interesting game overall there. We can see the teams, we can see Team Na'Vi there just chatting about their game.
I'm still waiting for the Murky. I want to see the Murky and the Abathur, and they banned it a lot yesterday, and if Murky Abathur is going to work out here, that would be quite something. I mean, we already saw Nova in play, which was pretty cool here, and especially, of course, with that Maw and Nova Precision Strike combo. That was actually very, very strong.
Yeah, it was very strong indeed. And also, the Entomb Precision Strike combo, at least a couple times there. One time was outplayed by an incredible Ancestral Healing.
Wow, that was crazy.
That was so close. That was on point there. But for now, we're just waiting for the draft for game number 2.
What is especially, it basically hit at the same time. The second that the Precision Strike did the damage, immediately that Ancestral Healing healed him up again. It was extremely well played here. And, well, in this case, especially that pressure against those lanes worked for Na'Vi. I mean, from the get-go, they started to put pressure on the lanes by trying to eliminate the wells. And that's an old-school strategy that we oftentimes had there. In the old days, you could even use Asmodan for that and just try to use that Globe of Annihilation over and over again until you take that well down. And teams have been doing that for a long, long time. So I guess we're going to be ready in just a bit. The players are getting ready right now.
Yeah, I guess so. We're just waiting for a draft link to appear in front of us.
So apparently we have a short break here. One of the players apparently requesting a quick pause. So we will be back in a minute or two. So guys, stay tuned, and then we'll be back with the second game between Fnatic and Navi.
October 2nd, 2014, World Cyber Arena successfully made its shining debut. Global eSports celebrities gathered together in China, Incheon. This year, WCA 2015 returns with glory. From now on, a carnival of eSports really gets started. 4 4 global competition regions open with enthusiastic attention. China, Americas, Europe, Japan, Korea, and Southeast Asia. Totally innovate and perfect event system. Pro Qualifiers, Global Open Qualifiers, Global Wildcard Profilers, Global Grand Finals. WCA 2015 will attend the upcoming famous game exhibitions. America E3, China Joy, Guangzhou Game Show, Germany Gamescom. Top eSports stars will visit the site and interactive with players. 6 traditional popular games continued hot. Total prizing pool reaches 100 million RMB, setting a new record in global cyber game event history, creating the world's largest integrated cyber event platform. Heroes Arena, Layers Dreamland, WCA 2015.
Welcome back to game number 2 between Na'Vi and Fnatic at the WCA EU Pro Qualifier. In this case, we already had our first map, Battlefield of Eternity. The second map is going to be Cursed Hollow, so more of a standard map that we see oftentimes in competitive play.
Yeah, but situation has not changed. We do see a very familiar map to all of us. The map that a lot of teams seem to think is the most balanced, but neither of these teams are going to want to be giving anything away for tomorrow.
Exactly, so we're going to see some fun heroes here potentially. A ban on Zagara by Fnatic already on the first, and Na'Vi can now respond. We don't necessarily see a Zeratul ban here, but they still go for it, so they don't want to play against the melee assassin. It's still one of those games where the teams are of course going to try and win, but they will experiment a bit, and we might see a few fun heroes again, like in the last game, Sergeant Hammer and Nova.
Yeah, and the Zagara ban is very, very sensible for Fnatic after the incredible play by Na'Vi in that last game. They start off with a first pick. It is going to be the Abathur.
He is going to go for Monty the Monstrosity again for sure. Kazel definitely loves to go Monstrosity in these games. But let's see what the rest of the draft is going to reveal. Na'Vi with their first pick. I mean, first of all, we could see a Jaina here, of course. They will start off with a couple of strong picks. At least that's what to be expected here. A Jaina would be a very good opening for them. They could also just try to take an Illidan away from the opponent. Jaina Illidan would be a composition that you oftentimes can expect as an answer to an early Abathur.
Yeah, just getting a huge amount of control in that team fight. And of course, like I said, to deny it away from either the Symbiote or Copy coming in from the Abathur. So that would be very good for Na'Vi in this case.
Yeah, Na'Vi actually waiting with this a bit. They have a few other options here as well. And as we already mentioned before, we will see the teams draft a few interesting heroes. At least that's to be expected. Instead of the Jaina, they take the Uther. They take, of course, the Illidan. They want to take it away from Fnatic, but they allow Fnatic now to potentially go into that Jaina and therefore have a copy up on Jaina, which would also mean that Kazel is not going for his Monstrosity.
Yeah, so Na'Vi gambling here on the fact that Kazel will prioritize that Monstrosity over the copy here and just let Fnatic take the Jaina if that's what they really want.
Besides the Jaina, another hero that we could see would of course be a healer, since now you can still try to ban out a healer, maybe even take a second one, depending on what kind of composition they are going to take here, and then force Fnatic into either a Brightwing or of course the Lily that we've seen a couple of times. It's only one of the options that they have though. Fnatic can still completely ignore that and say, hey, we're going to pick a tank here, we're going to pick a damage dealer, we're not going to be worried about what you ban out, even if it is a healer, we can still go for Lily and we're fine with that.
Yeah, and they've proved that they are fine with that. They have played with the Lily already in this tournament. Fnatic taking some time on this pick, already quite a big chunk into their bonus time pool, trying to work out what their second pick should be.
They could of course also go into a Johanna once again. Johanna is very strong with an Abathur. You can get a lot out of the Symbiote, and that is something that they've used yesterday. They could use that once more here, but they go for the healer instead. We already have them on the Rhaegar. Not going for Malfurion in here, and that secures, of course, their support. Fnatic is not going to be worried about a ban on a healer here. They take a Leoric then as their first tank, and let's see what Na'Vi is going to ban out against this composition. Yeah,
and Na'Vi, they could be banning out something along the lines of the Anubrak for the Web Blast on the healer, or for the Muradin for, with the Reverberation against the Illidan. They just ban out the Jaina. They don't want to deal with it.
The Jaina therefore not available to Fnatic. Na'Vi apparently not thinking about using Jaina here. They had a chance to pick her up, if Fnatic didn't decide to ban her out. So interesting that Na'Vi is the team that says, no, we don't want to deal with the Jaina. We also do not want to pick her, even though she is one of the best assassins that we have currently in the game. Fnatic, with their own ban, they already realize, of course, that they're up against a Illidan composition, so they are probably going to think about what is going to give us the most trouble going up against Illidan. What should we ban out here? What would be the best addition for Na'Vi to strengthen that lineup even further?
And Fnatic taking their time in this choice, and they could be banning out a tank here, they could be banning out some of the range damage dealers. They haven't picked a range damage dealer of their own yet, so it's the question of what they feel like going for. I would say probably a tank ban, as they already have at least one.
It is the Tyrande in this case, so the potential that Na'Vi goes into an aggressive composition with the Tyrande stun, Uther stun, and maybe a Murden is too big for Fnatic now. They're saying, hey, just listen up, we don't want to go up against something that really bursts our heroes down within a second. We don't want to deal with this. Abathur, of course, is going to be happy about this too. Na'Vi is going into a Johanna plus the Falstad. So already pressure against the potential. Well, first of all, Falstad is great in the sense that he has the flying, so they're very mobile on the map. They can react to rotations. They can react to that Abathur Leoric problem that Team Liquid already played earlier. So that's something that Na'Vi wants to have an answer for. Therefore, a Falstad very strong and also, of course, good against tanks.
Yeah, Falstad very, very good against tanks. And of course, comes with that extra XP soak that we will see.
We had an interesting broadcast on our client by one of the Fnatic players, so we could see something very fun. I really hope that that was already an indicator of what they're going to pick here. We have currently Fnatic with the last 2 picks and a few hints that they dropped, hinted for a potential Murky that I'm still waiting for. Abathur Murky would definitely be a blast. I'm not quite sure if they really are going to use that. They're currently down 1 map. It doesn't matter too much. There is a Tacita in this case now first, and it is the Murky! We have the Murky pick together with the Tacita and the Abathur.
How do you kill this team?
you just don't. You try to kill the structures.
No, I mean, like, how do you kill any of Fnatic here? Leoric can, well, just E away. Tacita can also E away. Murky can also E away.
And the Nova as the pick, so we're going to see Nova with a lot of stacks. She can take down Murky all day long. Murky against Nova, in this case, this is going to be a fun one. We have a Nova, we have a Murky with an Abathur. This could be a quick match. This is kind of the comp that I usually go up against.
Yeah, we see stuff like this quite a lot. So we're going to be getting into this game as quickly as we can, because this is going to be exciting. And I am quite curious as to where the damage of Fnatic really is.
Well, they have Murky with an Abathur, and that is a pain to deal with. Think about those tributes. You will never be able to get one of those tributes if Murky just hides his egg in one of the bushes around that. He can just like move in over and over again, get a symbiote, and there is low. It worries me a bit that he has a skin for Murky. That worries me a lot, actually.
He's the same skin I do. It's amazing. That skin's great. You guys will see it in a second as the countdown has begun. So we'll be getting into the game literally as soon as possible. You're looking up his hero level. Be quick.
Okay, it's level 9. Okay, so at least it's not a level 10. If he runs around with the master skin Murky, then I would be really worried. Already Fnatic here in high spirits. I mean, this game again, it doesn't matter for the matches tomorrow. It is one of those games where the teams can experiment a bit. And I mean, they run Murky, so yeah.
Yeah, Murky, and although there is a Murky in the game, that Nova, if she takes Gathering Power, there's going to be some stacks.
To the left side of the map, the team that is currently down in the series, but they definitely need some support and especially some recognition for picking Murky here. It is Fnatic! Lowell with the Murloc, he goes for Murky. We have Vubi on Tacita, Breeze on Leoric as the solo tank in the team. Kessel again with Abathur, and Mina on Rega. To the right side of the map with the 1-0 lead in the best of 3 series here. It is Team Na'Vi! JBL is back on his Nova. We have Splendor on Uther, Eternal on Falstad, Alex the Prodigy on Johanna, and Schwimpy is playing Illidan. And I feel it's going to be especially interesting to see what exactly they're going to do with that Precision Strike and Hinterland Blast, since that's a lot of burst that they can throw at a single target if they are able to lock it down.
That is a lot of burst indeed. Talent-wise, we haven't seen a talent first picked by Ufa yet. The seasoned marksman is coming in from the Falstad. Ufa picks Fist of Justice. Basic attacks reduce his stun cooldown.
All right, that's a first, so that's going to be interesting as well. A lot of stuns coming out from him. We're having, Murky already dead. Up at the top line. Yeah,
JPL was there and snipe on a Murky. He goes down pretty quick.
And guess what? He forgot to place his egg.
Oh no! So he's going to respawn back in the base. He's actually going to have to
Good start, Lowell. Good start.
Yeah, well done, Lowell. He's going to head back up to the base. To be fair, Nova could kill the egg, so that is just a safe place to leave it. Is he going to put it down? Yeah, he is.
Yeah, okay, so this time he remembers. That happens actually like a lot.
Yeah, I've done that repeatedly. Lowell moving in. Going to start sliming on Shrimpy as much as possible, getting some harassment, but Shrimpy, just with the counter damage, is just so much.
At the bot lane, we have Breeze on his Ice Giant. We have Leoric with that Northern skin. Eternal, of course, going for that Seasoned Marksman, so he will have a build that is very good against tanks in the later stages of the game. Probably going to take on 13 the Giant Killer, which helps him with high hit point heroes. But Breeze could counter that with an imposing presence on level 16.
Yeah, high hit point heroes like, for example, this Leoric. And Breeze is going to have to Wraith Walk out, and he will escape here.
And the mid lane, we still have Wooby versus Alex. Murky can actually turn into a monster in the later stages of the game. If you just think about Wooby using a shield for Murky, Abathur using the symbiote, and he's already going for a support build, that's quite dangerous. Eternal actually flying up to the top lane, apparently trying to pressure together with Shrimpy. No, they rotate him away so that he can do the camps.
Yeah, and that is going to be very effective. Eternal can duel with Lowell pretty nicely here, especially seeing as he is ranged and doesn't have to take any slime hits if he is very careful.
Yeah, living the dream on level 4. We have Mental Acuity. Again, it is the sustain talent that we're seeing for Breeze on his Leoric. Fealty onto death. And he's already doing a lot of work here at the bot lane. Breeze is helped out by Abathur as the head, and down goes tower number 1.
The Falstad, going double stacks here, has also taken Gathering Power to add on to his Seasoned Marksman. It just wants damage, 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 damage.
Yeah, I don't blame him there. Lowell actually gets sniped and has to use the shield, but Murky is going to die again. 2 kills already against him, but the egg is right there. He's moving back. That tower is going to fall, even with Abathur trying to save it. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, there's not much they can do about it, but Fnatic are in a bit of an interesting position here to try and take this tribute. Shrimpy immediately jumping onto Maina. Maina shields himself and drops his totem, which does have the Colossal Totem talent, so he can block out a bit. Breeze also here, dueling with Splendor. Can Maina with the Amplifier? Yes, he can. Dodges around Shrimpy to land that shot. Breeze getting body blocked in, has to Wraith Walk once again to get out. Murky's dead again, and the Breeze having to back away.
Nice dodge on Maina, making sure that the stun off, or at least the pinning shot, and also the snipe of JPL do not hit him here. We have Wooby moving in, trying to cancel the tribute out, but he is extremely deep. Dimensional shift used. They expect him to move to the top. He moves to the bot, dodges there for the death, and at the top lane, it's still the battle between Lowell and Eternal. And let's just face it, Murky against a Falstad with that lightning, not the best matchup here for Lowell.
Here's the issue. Every time Lowell dies here, he's giving Falstad a stack. So Falstad just farming him up here for Gathering Power stacks, getting super strong. Shrimpy having to back up here as Drain Hope was used. JPL dropping a little bit of damage, throws down the decoy, but Breeze is chasing him here, but they have to turn around because Shrimpy is on Maina.
Yeah, Shrimpy is also eating a lot of damage now as Breeze is moving in. Alex the Pro G is trying to help out. Murky dying again, as mentioned before. Falstad is just getting stack after stack after stack. He's already on 10 stacks, and every single one that he gets makes it easier for him to drop Murky. So Murky finds himself in a very awkward position here.
Yeah, 10 stacks of Seasoned Marksman, 4 of Gathering Power, 1 away from max there. And down goes Tastar, finally chased down by JPL and the Zeratul.
Yes, so far Fnatic having the balls to go into the Murky Abathur combination did not really work out for them, but they are still on roughly the even level. At the top lane, it's Lowell versus Eternal still, and he's trying to push in as much as he can while still staying alive. We have the Paralyzing Rage now on. Oh, wow. That was close. Lowell welling up here, but Paralyzing Rage taken on the side of Leoric, so the additional slow and control during those team fights.
Thrill of battle being taken by Illidan here, so a possible hunt maybe?
I think it will be the hunt, because we have still that precision strike, and that's, of course, the Call of the Wildhammer later, but at the beginning it's going to be the Hinterland Blast, so all of that combo, that could be very strong.
Murky taking the slime advantage. Your basic attacks deal 100% bonus damage to slime target, so attempting to go for a bit of a battle Murloc here and try to lock some, trying to just chase down maybe that Nova or Falstad in the middle of a fight and take them down. Tribute spawns in the top. Lowell is already here, but is going to run straight into Nova, already taking a good chunk of his helpless damage. In comes Shrimpy, and Lowell going to die again.
Lowell dies, and Nova by now has a fair amount of stacks. She is already at 3. We do not see the talent taken on Illidan yet. It is the Hunt! A Hunt being used with Precision Strike and Hinterland Blast, and no heroic yet for Uther, but this is definitely going to be fun. If you have Thrill of Battle, the Hunt cooldown is at 60 seconds, and with Thrill of Battle, you can use that nearly twice in a team fight. A very good talent taken in a situation like this.
Yeah, can get so much damage out of this, and it is a great Wombo combo. It's basically replacing the Tyrael in this kind of conversation with an Illidan, who's going to deal a huge amount of damage anyway. Level 10 has been hit by Fnatic. Octograb on the Murky, the Archon on Tassadar, March of the Black King on Leoric, Monstrosity. It is going to be Monty on the Abathur, and Ancestral Healing on the Rhaegar. They're going on to Tassadar, and he gets wiped.
He gets wiped indeed, but who needs Judgment if you have the Hunt? That's what they are thinking here. They haven't used it yet, they didn't have need to, but it's a level lead that they established, and that is a problem for Fnatic. The mid is currently being pushed at the top lane. Lowell on Murky, trying to deal with the boss, but there is JPL again. He's trying to farm some stacks.
Really nice bubble there, just immediately dodging out that snipe, but JPL can just sort of sit out of his range and just take pot shots at him like this over and over. The 4 does survive, but I think it'll take maybe a snipe, maybe a snipe and an auto to just take this down. And Lowell is attempting to fight JPL here.
He's looking for an Octograb, but I don't think he's going to get it. Yeah. He's trying to though, but at the bot lane, Leoric is down. There's the boss that's being attacked. Murky got sniped.
Infernal flying in here. He wants to try and get Wubby. Focus him down. Archon hit. There's the Ancestral. Keeping Wubby alive for at least a second. But he shields himself. Will he be able to get out? Infernal chasing deep. But Maida is dropping a lot of damage onto him. Breeze is about to respawn as well. Infernal doesn't have an escape from here. Down he goes.
The kill against Falstad, and now they go for boss, but the blue team, Fnatic, is cursed. Up at the top lane, Monty is trying to push in, and JPL the only one against him. He should be able to do quite some damage here. It's a pretty fun game that they're playing here, but so far the Murky hasn't really paid off for Fnatic. They need to have a chance to use the Octograb, and that might be it here. If they can lock down one of those heroes, that's all that they need.
And it does get rooted here, gets cleansed, but just before the Hunt comes in, Infinite Strike comes in! So much damage from Na'Vi. Tassadar having to back out of this, and Breeze could not tank this alone. He does have Abathur with him, but it's not enough. He has to back out. The boss is stolen by Na'Vi. Wubby is found by Shrimpy, shields himself, but will go down.
Another kill against Tassadar. 7 kills against 1, and by now, of course, JPL at this point already with the 5 gathering power stacks. The same amount that we're seeing for Falstad. Actually, no, he died once, so in this case, he needs to get them up again, and well, he's already hard at work here.
Yeah, just picking up his first stack there, just working his way back to that huge amount of damage. Uther did pick the Divine Storm here, but is yet to pick a level 13 talent.
Yeah, he's waiting with this one, and currently when we're looking at the bot lane, we have Alex the Prodigy and Splendor moving around again. That boss was of course already pushing against the wall, and they are trying to get into position to maybe get another kill here. Here comes no condemn, waiting with this one. Alex not using it just yet, and level 13 talent is Blessed Champion.
Yeah, and Blessed Champion basically means your next basic attacks will heal allies. Here's the Hunt, and the Precision Strike hits a Lab Blast, and it's not enough to, and it's all enough to kill off Rhaegar here. Wubby backing up is gonna Fountain. Breeze is in full retreat with Abathur and a Tassadar shield, but Na'Vi focus him down and kill him with the Divine Storm.
Na'Vi go in with the Divine Storm here. They kill Murky again. Poor Murky gets us killed over and over and over again. It's 1 kill against 9.5 now. Murky, of course, going to be back in a second, but so far it looks like the keep is going to fall either way. Murky. They back actually off. They didn't really have to, but they don't want to overextend, and they're actually, oh, okay, Splendor is super low in mana, so without a healer, they are reluctant to move in and try and take the keep off.
Breeze, Lowell, and Wubby attempting to find someone here, maybe for a pick, but they're moving in 2 versus 5 here. Wubby and Maida are behind them, but they are still a bit outnumbered. Sorry, 3 versus 5 with the Abathur, but they're not able to find or pick off anyone.
Level 13 also gave us the lethal decoy. We have Giant Killer, of course. For Falstad, it's a lot of damage, especially against Leoric, and he's a single tank now in the game, so Fnatic is going to have quite some trouble to keep him alive. Tassadar will have to try and use a shield on him. Would love, of course, to use that on the heroes that are being engaged upon, especially with the opponent using the Hunt like a Judgment, setting up that precision strike and the Hinterland Blast. You want to drop the shield there, but it's basically it's a really tricky situation right now for Tassadar to know who is going to shield in those fights.
Yeah, so needs to be very careful. With double spell shield on the side of Fnatic, they do need to keep themselves alive, and this will help them out. The Murky, like we said, going with the bubble machine, so he has the reduced cooldown at the bottom.
Grab, and they go straight for that kill against Nova, and they get it. The stacks reset, in comes Shrimpy, but he is too low, can't save Nova, but he at least wants to take down Murky.
Murky is almost definitely going to die here, gets shielded quite a few times, gets cleansed as well, but not enough to save him. Monstrosity is here, gonna duel with Alex a bit, but Kessel jumps on it to pull it back out of the fight. But Na'Vi may want to kill it here.
Yeah, they are going for Monty now, but the Monstrosity is being controlled by Abathur, so they're moving it back. Level 16 talents after we saw a tribute taken now by Breeze. Also give now Benediction to Uther. We're having, in the case of Nova, the crippling shot. Hammer time for Falstad, imposing presence, as already mentioned earlier, and blood for blood now taken. So this is going to be, oh, the boss at the top lane is going to be attacked here. And in comes Lowell again on Murky.
He wants to try and at least slow Eternal to try and maybe lock him down. And in comes Illidan onto Maynard, just dealing a bit of damage, but immediately dashes away. Breeze getting some very nice slows here. JPL coming from behind, gets the snipe on Lowell.
Yeah, the Storm trying to zone them out. He has Octograb ready. Lowell could go for it again if he sees a good target. Splendor is a bit far off to the top. They're trying to drive a wedge between the opponent. But there is the second tribute for Fnatic.
Yeah, they will be able to grab that eventually. Murky has repositioned his egg as it was just in the Death Rush, and that is why Breeze and Wobbie were still so far forward, just giving Murky time to reposition. Lowell moving in, doing some damage to Infernal, but he does pay for it with his life. In comes the Hunt!
And it's Precision Strike and Hinterland Blast, but still Tassadar alive with the Archon Form, but they go for him again, and this time there's just no helping it. Also Murky dying, the Octograb not of much use, and now they're down a hero again. They're going for Alex. The Wraith walks away, but Breeze is potentially gonna fall, and he is.
Lowell coming in from behind, trying to find Infernal, but runs into Splendor and Alex the Pro G, which will give him life, should be very nearly running into that pufferfish, but is able to back away from it. And this will be another tribute going over to Na'Vi.
They know where the egg is, and the tribute ends up in their hands, but Lowell has to reposition his egg. They're not even going for it. They knew where he was coming from. It had to be there, but they still leave it alone, so now Lowell can just reposition the egg.
Yeah, so he's going to be pretty safe there, putting it down just next to his keep again. So it is pretty safe and will be protected by the keep. Can you shoot that from over the wall as Nova?
I don't think she can in this case.
He didn't even put it down, actually. It's still there. He just left it.
All right, nobody went for it, so why not? The one thing, though, that I have to say is that they still didn't lose a keep, and that is pretty big. Of course, they lost a lot of structures. They are behind in experience, but if you reach the late game, then they have a pretty good shot here. The composition is so far not really working out for them, but at level 16 and 20 talents are going to give them a chance here once again. That boss is being attacked, though, and this time they have to fight for it. They can't just simply let this one go. Yeah,
they're trying to... Fnatic definitely trying to let this thing leash. It has healed up quite a bit. Murky going down. He's actually quite a long way away with this particular egg, having to run all the way back to the fight. But Na'Vi want to try and steal this. They're going on to Leoric and take him down, and this boss will now be taken by Na'Vi.
It's just too much damage against Leoric. He's the only tank in the team. There was no ancestral healing. We have so much damage already on Fawcett. I mean, just giving you a bit of an additional idea. He's currently, Fawcett is at 31 stacks on his season marksman. We have only 5 gathering power stacks. That's just too much to deal with. That lightning rod hits you, and then they come the auto attacks as well, with the rest of the team jumping in and dishing out damage with the Hinterland Blast, a potential precision strike. You can't stay alive there.
Lowell permanently in the backline right now, trying to get Eternal or JBL constantly, but is just unable to lock him down. He has Abathur with him and the healing bubble now, so he can continue to be annoying, but they're still able to take him down.
And the boss went through the keep at the bot lane. The mid keep has also been demolished, and the boss is not going to take down the hit points here of the core, but still losing 2 of those also important structures is of course a big deal, especially as Infernal jumps to the top lane and takes down Monty.
Yeah, the Monstrosity will be taken down here, so will not be in the fight for a while. And in fact, Abathur, needs to be careful, but Abathur has basically been helping out his team a lot in the fight as opposed to bringing the Monstrosity to bear.
Yeah, that's definitely true. We have also now again Murky down. How often did Murky actually die? Murky, oh my god.
That is several. 4.75 and it's 2.5 every time he dies, so you can do that math in your heads.
Yep, that's in total, of course, 19 times that he died now.
That is a lot. That is a lot of time. Shrimpy coming round the back here, looking for an opportunity. Him and JPL, very separated from their team here, need to be careful, and in comes Fnatic. They are giving up this tribute for Shrimpy here if they can get him.
Yeah, and Murky died now 20 times. That should unlock an achievement. Breeze is there with the Abathur head and has to Wraith walk away again. There is still a tribute on the map. That would be the second tribute. But level 20, they're going in again. Precision strike against Breeze. He's in cooldown on his Wraith walk. Tries to get away there. Uses the March of the Black King as an escape. We have Nexus Frenzy taken. We see nowhere to hide for Illidan on level 20 for the global range on the hunt. And they're going in the Divine Hurricane. Right now, Fnatic is in so much trouble, but they still keep the heroes alive.
Murky even alive despite the fact his egg did just fall. He's actually going to clear the wave here. Considering there's a Nova on the map, I figure this is a very bad idea. He really needs to go replace that egg.
Yeah, well, that is Murky goes man mode in this case. Moves back and has to place that egg. He has the chance to do that now. There's the second tribute for Na'Vi, meaning the next one would be the third. And Fnatic, they have to bridge 2 levels if they want to hit level 20.
Lol, playing so far out here, considering he doesn't know where Nova is.
The global hunt, by the way, means that Illidan can be anywhere on the map, doing whatever he wants. Split push, take camps, it doesn't matter. And if there is a fight at the other end of the map, he just uses his hunt, jumps in, and he will be immediately with the team. So they can go for some great split pushes here.
Yeah, it is really nice, and we can see him already. That's a very aggressive hunt there onto the monstrosity, trying to take it down. He does get it, and will use his Filth Battle to try and get off cooldown because he now cannot join his team in the top lane. The boss there taken by Fnatic, and they're continuing to chase in.
And they cleanse the Octograb. In comes Breeze with the March of the Black King. They want to go for Splendor. Great heal there. Murky down again. Illidan is moving into the middle. They don't even need him. And here comes that snipe potential, and they take Leoric down. The precision strike and the Hinterland Blast doing way too much damage. And the hunt again ready for Illidan.
Maynard cleansing himself out of it though, but it won't be enough to keep him alive. Wobby, the last remaining member other than Abathur for Fnatic here. He is in full retreat. Will dimensional shift out of there with his prescience, but is still being chased down.
Illidan with a Thrill of Battle has the hunt nearly ready again, by the way. He's already at 8 seconds at 3. If he just stays on the lane and uses that again, with Thrill of Battle, he has a cooldown reduction that is absolutely insane. Level 19 versus 21. Fnatic is on the ropes here. We have Na'Vi in the 1-0 lead already, and it looks like they're going to go for the core here. Breeze is back to business, but JPL on his Nova is trying to snipe him or the core. Can't really decide, apparently.
You are not prepared. In comes Illidan and Falstad onto Breeze. They're going to focus the core. Breeze will drop here. Lol trying to delay as long as possible, but it will not be enough. GG! And Na'Vi takes game number 2 and the series.
Na'Vi takes the second game. A bit of a fun series that we had there. Murky, Sergeant Hammer, we saw Nova, we had a Gazlo, so the teams, of course, they could experiment a bit since the matches didn't really count towards the games that we're going to see tomorrow. Tomorrow we will have Na'Vi versus Fnatic, and then it's for real.
Yep, then it really matters because they'll be in the upper bracket. Yes, they have that safety net of losing and going down to the lower bracket if they need to. Whereas Liquid and Alternate, we saw them a bit more serious in their games because they know that they have no safety net.
Yeah, so the guys, yeah, they had definitely some fun today, and especially, of course, that play with Murky. Lol, with how many kills did he, how many deaths did he have?
5 total. Like, 5 if you add them all up.
So he got 20. I thought you had more often than that. I thought he was at 5 already in the middle of the game.
Well, that's what it says here. Maybe the death screen just doesn't keep up with it.
Died too often. Lol feeling too hard on his Murky. Either way, it was a pretty fun one. That Abathur Murky strategy that did not work out that well. Kind of the same result that you get in Quick Match.
Yeah, this is true. It is fun on the odd occasion, and you can be very annoying with it, but they just turned around. We have the pretty much the exact same broadcast from LoL here.
JBL was probably pretty happy that he could finally show his Nova play a little bit, and that new skin also looking pretty damn good. Of course, another thing that we saw again was the Hunt, and Thrill of Battle with the Hunt is just insane. LoL actually playing that on Illidan with Metamorphosis, so that he gets the cooldown reduction for his shield, which he uses then on level 13 to dodge damage from a Jaina or a Kalthas. In this case, it's quite awesome because the cooldown on Hunt is only 60 seconds. If you have Thrill of Battle with the auto attacks, you have the double cooldown reduction per hit, and that is pretty good. You can use it either twice in a fight, or you can just simply jump in, use it again, and even move out if you want to.
Yep, so now we are going to head over to the main stage for our winners interview with Clutch and Na'Vi Schwimpy.
Thank you, gentlemen. Schwimpy, congratulations on that win. It was a fun match. My first question for you, why were you so mean to Murky?
We didn't really mean to focus the Murky. We kind of just wanted to kill Lowell.
Gotcha. Well, a moment of silence for Murky, if we please. All right, that's it. He's a little guy, so we don't need to do too long. This was a fun match, obviously. Tomorrow's the real thing. Tomorrow's the winner bracket against Fnatic. What are your thoughts and feelings moving into tomorrow?
It's going to be really fun to face Breeze, our former teammate. So, yeah, they improved a lot the last week, I would say. So I'm looking forward to the game because it will be probably the hardest game so far.
Now, was Breeze shouting all the time like he does on Fnatic, calling out his targets? Because we can hear him all the way in the back here at Gamescom.
Yeah, he's a crazy little kid. There's nothing more to that.
To say, he is a crazy little kid, but crazy good at the game as well. Both you and Fnatic put on a great match. Thanks so much for that, and good luck tomorrow. That does it for today, ladies and gentlemen, for day 3 of WCA here at Gamescom. We'll be back tomorrow in the morning with more WarCraft 3, Hearthstone, and Heroes of the Storm action. Until then, on behalf of everybody here at WCA, thanks for watching, good night, and good game.